Yeah. The storms have rolled over through West Texas. The delays are over for now, but expect another delay coming in your way at 5 o'clock with weather heading back this way. The lights are beginning to glow a little bit here at Midland Legacy High School, and now everything gets bigger because this is no longer about surviving Game 1. This is about what comes next. One more win, and the Aledo Bearcats are back in the state semifinals. Good evening, everyone. From Midland, Texas, where the road to Austin is hanging in the balance tonight in Game 2 of this regional final showdown between the defending state champions Aledo Bearcats and the Paso Americas Trail Blazers. And if one game taught us anything earlier today, it's that this series is not going quietly. Rain delays, lightning delays, momentum swings, pressure-packed innings, and nearly 4 hours after the originally scheduled first pitch, Aledo finally escaped with a 3-2 victory in a game that felt every bit like postseason baseball in Texas. Landon Barnes launched a massive 2-run home run in the bottom of the first to ignite the Bearcats early. Aledo added another run in the second inning and then spent the rest of the afternoon fighting to hold off El Paso as they slowly chipped away inning after inning. And when the moment got uncomfortable late, Garrett Love delivered. Strong pitching, big outs, and calm under pressure, exactly the kind of baseball you have to play this time of year if you want to keep moving toward Austin. But now tonight, the pressure shifts again because Game 2 carries an entirely different kind of weight. Aledo enters tonight 39-4 overall, undefeated district champion, still unbeaten in postseason at 7-0. The defending 5A Division I state champions trying to continue another title run. And tonight, they stand one win away from returning to the state semifinals. But on the other side, El Paso Americas still has life. The Trail Blazers now take over as the home team in Game 2 after battling all afternoon long in Game 1. They know they are still one swing away from flipping the pressure completely back onto Aledo, because if El Paso wins here in Game 2, everything resets. Both teams drive home tonight. Aledo celebrates graduation tomorrow. Then everybody loads back up and drives another 300 miles one way back to Midland across Texas for a winner-take-all Game 3 on Saturday at 2 o'clock. That's the reality of this moment. And honestly, there's something fitting about the atmosphere surrounding Aledo Athletics right now, because less than 24 hours ago, the Lady Cat softball team walked into a state semifinal against Melissa, who on Monday was ranked the #1 softball team in the nation and delivered one of the biggest wins in softball school history. A 5-4 thriller, a game filled with pressure, emotions, and moments that people in Aledo will remember for years, especially if your last name is Perry. Tempe Perry with a heck of a game last night. And now tonight, the baseball team has a chance to continue what is becoming an unforgettable week for this community. You can feel it around the ballpark now. Fans sitting back into their seats after a marathon of an afternoon for Game 1. Players trying to reset emotionally after surviving that game. Coaches managing energy, pitchers, focus, and momentum in a doubleheader that suddenly feels even heavier tonight than it did this morning, with 2 hours worth of delays so far and more expected here in Game 2. Because once you get this close to Austin, every inning starts to feel a little bit larger and a little bit longer. Every mistake matters more and will live in your head. Every pitch gets louder and every out feels harder to obtain. And this is where championship programs begin to reveal themselves. Not when everything is comfortable early on, not when momentum comes in easy, but when exhaustion sets in, when Game 1 took 4 hours, when pressure rises, when an opponent like El Paso refuses to go away. That's what tonight is. This is Texas playoff baseball at its absolute peak. A neutral site regional final in Midland, 300 miles away from both schools, the defending state champions trying to close the door, and a desperate El Paso team fighting to extend its season, and a trip to the state semifinals hanging over every single inning tonight. Both teams wishing to be a member of that Final Four. I'm Parker Burrows with NTX Varsity Sports, a Worldwide Ranch production, and we're so happy to have you with us tonight from Midland Legacy High School for Game 2 of the regional final round between the Aledo Bearcats and the El Paso Americas Trail Blazers. Stay with us because this one is going to feel special.
They've got the diploma. Now give them something even more valuable: peace of mind. At Hiley Mazda of Fort Worth, Mazda vehicles are built with advanced safety technology to help protect your new driver with every trip. And right now, get 0% APR for 72 months on the Mazda CX-90 plug-in hybrid, a smarter, safer SUV for the road ahead. Hiley Mazda of Fort Worth. Send them safe so they can drive with confidence.
Welcome back to the Hiley Mazda broadcast table here live in Midland, where we have an exciting Game 2 moments away from starting. The El Paso Americas team is taking the field now, as they are the home team here in Game 2. The starting lineup for Aledo, which we will see here momentarily, is going to start out leading off with number 10, Wilson Sinem. Then leading into number 2, 21, Luke Gladchuk. Batting third for the Bearcats will be number 8, Landon Barnes. Landon Barnes with a 2-run home run to start out the first inning of Game 1 here in Midland. Then batting fourth will be number 61, Lucas Naraki, who will be the designated hitter for the Bearcats this afternoon. Coming in after Naraki will be number 24, Dylan Duran, batting fifth in this Bearcat lineup. Batting sixth will be number 4, Kyle Poindexter. Batting seventh will be number 1, Will Casey. Batting second will be Jackson Lose. Or batting eighth will be number 2, Jackson Lose. Batting ninth will be number 19, Connor Whitmire. And pitching on the mound, number 44 for the first time in this series, Luke Sandifer. We'll see him start the mound here in the bottom of the first. In the bottom of the first, we will have number 1, Ruben Hernandez, as the pitcher, and we see him warming up right now, but he's also the leadoff batter for the America Trail Blazers. Number 3, Cisco Carrasco, will be batting second. Batting third will be number 12, Drew Gonzalez. Batting fourth will be Cortez de la Fuente. Batting fifth, number 17, Mateus Lovelace. Batting sixth, number 6, Liam Esquivel. Batting seventh, number 24, Derek Dorado. Batting eighth, number 8, Jonah Roya. Batting ninth, number 11, Trey Guzman. And your second baseman will be number 18, Patrick Esranana. And that's what it looks like here in Midland as Wilson Sinem is getting set to walk into the box now to start out this ball game. With number 3, Cisco Carrasco, not number 1, Ruben Hernandez, on the mound for El Paso. And we got a ball game here. Game 1 starting now. 4:26 p.m. The first pitch away. And it's low in the turf on the outside, and that's going to bring out ball number 1 for Wilson Sinem. A 1-0 count now. As Sinem now stepping back into the box to take this pitch away from number 3, Cisco Carrasco. And there's a low pitch. That one on the inside. That's going to bring out ball number 2. Carrasco, not having pitched yet in this game, having to warm up. Or yet in this series, having to warm up. It's been a long day for both teams. Wilson Sinem back in the box now. Connection, sends it behind him for foul ball for strike number 1. That's going to make it a 2-1 count now for Wilson Sinem.
Let's go, Will.
As he steps out of the box to warm back up, takes a practice swing, goes through the motions, and he's back in the box now. Sinem in the box. Carrasco. Into the turf, too low, bouncing over the plate. That's going to bring out ball number 3 to make it a 3-1 count to start this ball game.
Your pitch only. Let's go.
Cisco, Carrasco, winding up the pitch away. On the inside, almost hitting his elbows. That's going to be ball number 4. And that sends Wilson Sinem to first base. Coming up to bat second for the Bearcats here in Game 2, number 21, Luke Gladchuk. Gladchuck now stepping into the box. Had a good game himself in game one. Sacrificial at times, but helped move runners forward. Takes an outside and low pitch. That's going to bring out ball number 1 for Gladchuck. Wilson Sinham had a healthy lead off of first, but the catcher was very quick to retain that ball, get it off the bounce, and make sure Sinham stayed at first base. Gladchuck now back in the box. The pitch on the outside again. That's going to bring out ball number 2. This was a problem we expected, you know, coming into game 2 after such a weird game 1 with so many delays. How it'll affect the pitchers. Outside and low for ball number 3. Gladchuck in the box. A little bit of hurry up on this game because at 5 o'clock we do anticipate there to be a possible lightning delay. The pitch. No pitch. Thrown back to first to Wilson Sinham. Wilson Sinham not even sliding, just standing back on the bag. That was one of his shorter leadoffs. The pitch. There's a strike coming in at 80 miles an hour. That's going to make it 3-1 now for Luke Gladchuck. The center fielder in the box. He gets connection, sends it foul. A little early on the swing, sending it into the turf. And that's going to bring out strike number 2 to make it a full count now for Luke Gladchuck. After going 3-0 after a strike and a foul, now we have a full count. The pitch. Not thrown. Instead, it's thrown towards Wilson Sinham back at first. Cisco Carrasco on the mound for El Paso Americas here. Connection there on an outside pitch. Hit with the tip of his bat. Luke Gladchuck stays alive with the foul ball. That's going to keep him at that full count as Gladchuck now stepping back into the box, tapping home plate with his bat, gets set, bends his knees, his hand comes down. Carrasco's hand is in his glove. The pitch is away. We have a runner. Wilson Sinham's going to have to go back to second because a dart hit by Gladchuck sails too far right, and that's going to be a foul ball. Wilson Sinham on the hurry up to get to second base off that pitch. Luke Gladchuck now back in the box. The pitch from Caracas on the outside for ball number 4. And that's going to send Luke Gladchuck to first base. Sending out number 8, the man himself, the man who's having a day, Landon Barnes. Landon Barnes, we said his name quite a bit last week in the series in Abilene. We're here in Midland today, and we've said his name quite a bit again. Landon Barnes with a runner on second and first. Takes a high pitch for ball number 1. The pitch from Carrasco. High, out of the field of play. That's going to bring out strike number 1 to make it a 1-1 count. Carrasco back on the mound, taking a signal from his catcher, nodding. The pitch from Carrasco's away. Connection there from Barnes, sends it behind him. That's going to bring out a foul ball for strike number 2 to make it a 1-2 count. Carrasco. Carrasco back on the mound now. A pitch too low, and that's going to be ball number 2. Bring out a 2-2 count. Some deuces here in Midland. Landon Barnes back in the box. Getting all kinds of cheers from his crowd. The pitch away. Connection. That one's going. It's going. Called foul ball to much disagreement. It hit somebody's house in the out of the park. It must have just crossed the field, the plane as it was coming down, because from where I'm sitting and where every Aledo fan was sitting, that one looked fair. That keeps him at a 2-2 count. Landon Barnes now looking for that second home run of the day. Instead of a home run, that one just nails it straight to left field. Bounces. It's fair. That sends number 10, Wilson Sinim, home, and it's a double for Landon Barnes. Landon Barnes sending number 21, Luke Gladchuck, to third, and that's going to be the first run of the day. That one, or the first run of the game, that one for Aledo. And now we have number 61, Lucas Naraki, getting ready to step into the box. There is a conference happening between the El Paso Americas head coach, their catcher, and their pitcher. They're having a quick meeting. Lucas Naraki will be up to bat, the designated hitter, the two-way player, with Luke Gladchuck on second, and Landon Barnes, or Luke Gladchuck on third, and Landon Barnes on second after that double. I think, I am so sorry. I think Landon Barnes was robbed on that one. Looking at it from my point of view, it was so far out of the park that I think technically it crossed behind the fence fair, but landed on the foul. So I don't know. It's not a major league park. We're here in Midland, so no home run for Landon Barnes on that one. But he did get a double and an RBI. Lucas Naraki now in the box with Carrasco on the mound. The pitch wound up and away. That one smacked by Naraki. It's going towards left field. The left fielder trying up in the air, and it is pulled down. Luke Gladchuck, after tagging up, is running, and he's going to get home. If it would have had just a little bit more legs behind it, that would have been a home run for Lucas Naraki, but instead, it was a sacrificial pop fly that allowed Luke Gladchuck to get home to take this lead to 2-0 early in this ball game. That's going to send up number 24, Dylan Duran, the third baseman, as he steps into the box for the first time in this game. A low pitch there from Carrasco, and that's going to bring out ball number 1 for Dylan Duran. Carrasco now winding his pitch, and it's away. A high pitch thrown to Duran, and that's going to bring out ball number 2, make it a 2-0 count. Number 8, Landon Barnes now sits on third after a steal. A pop-up caught in the right field from Dylan Duran, but it does send Landon Barnes home. And that's going to make the ball game here early, 3-0 in the top of the first inning. There are now 2 outs for Aledo as number 4 gets a hit. Kyle Poindexter, it falls fair. Poindexter's rounding first. He's at second. And a double for Kyle Poindexter here in the bottom of the first. Off his first at-bat, or his first pitch of game 2. Gets a rip. The wind gets a hold of it a little bit, curves in the air, and bounces on the fair side of the third base foul line in left field. That sends out now number 1, Will Casey, as Will Casey is up to bat against Carrasco. And that's going to bring out ball number 1 from Carrasco. Kyle Poindexter now with a leadoff on second. The pitch. Low in the turf on the outside, and that's going to bring out ball number 2.
Let's go, boy.
A 2-0 count now for Will Casey. The 2 outs have come from pop flies that looked like they were headed farther into the outfield. Connection there from Will Casey. Sends it on the foul side, down out of the field of play on the left side. And that's going to give him his first strike of this at-bat to make it a 2-1 count. Will Casey now back in the box. The pitch. There's strike 2.
Hey, now we gotta go.
Coming in.
Now we gotta go. Let's go.
A little bit of a slowdown there by Carrasco, and that's going to bring up strike number 2 for Casey. Carrasco now winding up the pitch. Connection there by Will Casey. It's heading towards center field. The left fielder beating the center fielder to that ball, though, catching it, pulling it out of the sky for out number 3. And if that tells you anything about the way that this ball game is going to go, it should get you excited. It should get you pumped up. We had great defensive plays by the outfield and infield there by El Paso. And we also had some great hits, some great rips. Landon Barnes with a possible home run there. Called foul, but okay. He gets a double in response and score a double with an RBI. Aledo Bearcats, 3 runs in the top of the first. We're headed to the top or the bottom of the first here in Midland. You're listening to NTX Varsity Sports, a Worldwide Ranch production, and we're live from the Highly Mazda Fort Worth broadcast table. Back in 30 seconds.
They've got the diploma. Now give them something even more valuable: peace of mind. At Highly Mazda of Fort Worth, Mazda vehicles are built with advanced safety technology to help protect your new driver with every trip. And right now, get 0% APR for 72 months on the Mazda CX-90 plug-in hybrid, a smarter, safer SUV for the road ahead. Highly Mazda of Fort Worth. Send them safe so they can drive with confidence.
If you're a fan of good baseball of any school and you just like watching, listening, or being at a good baseball game, don't miss the final UIL state event of the year. The 2026 State Baseball Championships taking place June 4th through June 6th at the Dell Diamond in Round Rock. For schedule, spectator, and ticket information, please visit uiltexas.org/baseball. Again, that's uiltexas.org/baseball. We're here in Midland, live from the Highly Mazda Fort Worth broadcast table, where we are entering the bottom of the first inning and what is looking like it might be a Game 2 thriller here in Midland. El Paso now fighting for a chance to play again on Saturday. Aledo, with graduation looming overhead tomorrow and not wanting to make the trip back out on Saturday, looking to put this game away here in Game 2. We do anticipate a weather delay here in about 20 minutes. Number 1, Hernandez stepping into the box now for El Paso. Sandifer. Connection early from Hernandez to second base, thrown to first, and there's out number 1 early. That's 1 up, 1 down so far. Hernandez hitting a grounder. That one straight to second base for a short throw to Jackson Lowe's at first. That sends out the pitcher, number 3, Cisco Carrasco. As number 44, Luke Sandifer, throws strike 1. Sandifer throwing 90 miles an hour on the outside. That's going to bring out ball number 1. A 1-1 count now for Sandifer. And Carrasco takes an inside low pitch for ball number 2. Sandifer taking a lap around the mound to readjust. He's back on the rubber now. The pitch in his glove, wind up, and it's away. And a big swing there from number 3, Cisco Carrasco. No contact, and that's going to bring out strike number 2 to make it a 2-2 count. Luke Sandifer, hand in his glove, winding up, and the pitch is away now. And it's low and on the inside, called ball number 3. The Aledo fans disagreeing, thinking it was in that bottom corner of the strike zone. But that's going to make it a full count now for Luke Sandifer as he's pitching to Cisco Carrasco. Carrasco now. In the box, the pitch from Santa Fe. Connection there, sending it straight to right field. Caught on a diving catch by number 4, Kyle Poindexter. And that brings out number 2 on a pop fly catch. 2 up, 2 down. Coming up to bat next is number 12, Drew Gonzalez, the shortstop. Drew Gonzalez now in the box. His hand comes down. The pitch from Santa Fe, wound up and away. Kind of a mistake there, I think, by Santa Fe. He got, I think, let go of the ball too soon, hitting the turf about halfway to the home plate. That's going to be ball number 1. And a big swing there from Gonzalez. No contact for strike number 1 to make it a 1-1 count.
Let's go, same man.
Drew Gonzalez coming into the series with a 400 batting average, a team high 4 home runs. Santa Fe's pitch. Low for ball number 2. Santa Fe's pitch is away and high on the outside. And that is going to bring out ball number 3 to make it a 3-1 count now for Drew Gonzalez. Aledo so far this game's gone 2 up, 2 down. No Paso players reached a base so far. Drew Gonzalez looking to change that. Takes strike 2. 88 miles an hour down the middle by Luke Santa Fe. A full count now for Drew Gonzalez. He steps into the box, having to readjust now. Luke on the mound, winding up his hand in the glove, and the pitch is away. And there is strike 3. 3 up, 3 down. A perfect inning for Aledo. And that's going to send us to the top of the 2nd. We're anxious here in Midland, where we are 14 minutes away from an anticipated lightning delay. We're hoping that does not occur. We're, hoping, praying, wishing the weather stays as good as it is right now with a strong breeze heading towards left field. It's cooled off. That first game got, I think, up towards, 84, 85, maybe even 86 degrees outside. Right now it's sitting at about 74 with a breeze blowing very hard into left field. And that breeze coming in at about 68 degrees, which makes it feel really nice outside. We're here live in Midland, coming to you from the Ernie Johnson Field, live at the Hiley Mazda Fort Worth broadcast table. Thank you so much for tuning in, not only to Game 1, sticking with us through that weather delay, both of them in Game 1, but also staying here, being with us for Game 2. Carrasco, number 3, warming up now for El Paso. We're going to take a quick... No, we're not. We're just going to leave you here with us. It looks like that might be his last warm-up pitch here. I can never tell. Sometimes it's mandatory maximum of 5, and the other times it just goes and goes. I do think that one might be the last one there. All right. Coming up to bat for the Bearcats will be the 8th batter in the lineup, number 2, Jackson Los. On deck will be number 19, Connor Whitmire, the catcher. And then in the hole for his 2nd time tonight, the leadoff batter, number 10, Wilson Sanim, will be batting the first 2 innings straight in a row. Jackson Los now getting ready to step into the box, and he does, to take this pitch from Carrasco. The pitch. Coming in from Carrasco for strike number 1. And And that one came in a little bit too low. It was still in the middle, but just too low coming over the plate. Now that's going to bring out ball number 1 from Carrasco. Jackson Lowe's takes an inside pitch for ball number 2. That's going to make it a 2-1 count now for Jackson Lowe's as he steps into the box. And takes a high pitch for ball number 3. Good eye there by Jackson. He's stepping back into the box. Cisco, Carrasco on the mound, trying to pitch here. And he gets strike number 2. That gives Jackson Lowe's a full count. 3-2. And a big swing from Jackson Lowe's. Makes no contact, and that's going to bring out strike number 3, sending out Connor Whitmire, number 19. Whitmire getting ready to step into the box for his first time today. The pitch. High. A high throw there from the pitcher. Whitmire thought about possibly swinging at it, opted not to. That's going to bring out ball number 1. Whitmire with a .315 batting average, 17 hits, 16 RBIs, a .465 on-base percentage, takes ball number 2.
Hey, Connor, it's coming, baby. It's coming.
Connor Whitmire with 13 walks, 8 extra base hits.
Coming, baby.
A 2-0 count now. Gets connection. Whitmire's ball's going. It's going. It's out of here. Connor Whitmire on his first at-bat of the day gets an out-of-the-park home run. Congratulations, Connor Whitmire. Adding his name right there next to Landon Barnes as batters with a home run here today. The celebration from the Aledo dugout could not be any more energetic. Here in the top of the second, that home run puts Aledo up by 4. And that brings out for the second time today, number 10, Wilson Sinem with 1 out and a home run already. Showing bunt, and Wilson Sinem racing gets tagged out at first. I don't think Sinem was quite set. The El Paso pitcher, Carrasco, definitely on the hurry up there. But that sends out number 21, Luke Gladchuck for the Bearcats. This is Gladchuck's second at-bat of the day. The pitch. Called a strike. That one on the outside of the strike zone. Connection from Gladchuck, sends it out of the field of play for a foul ball. That's going to make it strike number 2 for Gladchuck here. The pitch. Connection again. That one again sending it far wide on that left side. Just a little behind on the swing, and that brings out another foul ball to keep him at an 0-2 count. Gladchuck now on the pitch. Takes an outside pitch. Thought about swinging. Refuses to. That's ball number 1 to make it a 1-2 count. And there's ball number 2 to make it 2-2. Connection there, sending that one to the right side. High exit velocity on that one coming off the bat. Completely ripped. Too bad it was foul. Luke Gladchuck now takes a warm-up swing, reset, steps into the box now with a 2-2 count. The pitch. Connection there, that one sent past second base, sliding into second base. He didn't get it. Luke Gladchuck rounding second, sliding into second base. He's safe at the bag. An extra base off of that error, and that is a double for Luke Gladchuck. The coach now for El Paso Americas is coming out to have a conversation with his entire infield staff. It looks like we might have a pitching change as there's another player walking with him, and we do. Here in the top of the second, we will have number 24, Derek Wardo up to bat. We'll see when we get back to Aledo at bats. We will see number 8, Landon Barnes, return to being at bat. His first at bat of this game. He had what some thought was a home run, what the umpire called a foul ball. Regardless, he immediately answered with a outfield double with an RBI. And in game 1, in the bottom of the first, Landon Barnes opened his day with an out-of-the-park home run out of left field. So we'll see him come back. Number 24, Derek Wardo, is now pitching. He has a record of 2-0, an ERA of 2.3. He's pitched in 9 innings this season. He has 9 strikeouts. He has a whip of a 1.22. And the opponent batting average against him is a 250. And he's warming up now, going through this. I think they get 3 minutes to warm up. I think that's the call. He gives a thumbs up early, though. Derek Wardo now on the mound. Landon Barnes getting ready to walk up and take his second at-bat of this ball game. The infield staff wrapping up their meeting on second base. We have number 21, Luke Gladchuk, returning to second base as well. Landon Barnes now stepping into the box to take his first pitch of the day against Wardo. He gets a rip. That one looks like a pop fly. Center field's calling it. He's got it lined up, and it is pulled down for out number 3. And that's going to bring us to the bottom of the second. Aledo, so far in this ball game, has 4 runs off of 4 hits. They did just leave a runner on base. No errors for them so far in this game. We'll see how the El Paso Americas Trail Blazer team responds here in the bottom of the second. We're live in Midland, Texas today from the Hiley Mazda Fort Worth broadcast table. We'll be right back after this.
They've got the diploma. Now give them something even more valuable: peace of mind. At Hiley Mazda of Fort Worth, Mazda vehicles are built with advanced safety technology to help protect your new driver with every trip. And right now, get 0% APR for 72 months on the Mazda CX-90 plug-in hybrid, a smarter, safer SUV for the road ahead. Hiley Mazda of Fort Worth. Send them safe so they can drive with confidence.
Welcome back to the Hiley Mazda Fort Worth broadcast table here all the way in Midland. 300 miles away for both teams, a true neutral site playoff game, as it's 293 miles from this baseball field to El Paso Americas High School and 300 miles exactly from Aledo High School. So, like, El Paso technically has a 7-mile advantage, but some of the parents did say that it is 55 to 65 the entire way here, whereas the Aledo parents talked about how it's 75 all the way from Weatherford to Midland. So that 7-mile advantage, I think, is lost and translated into the speed advantage. I don't know. It's the same amount of time for both teams, I think, to get here in Midland, where we have number 5 stepping into the box, Cortez de la Fuente, to take this pitch from Luke Sandifer. And Sandifer throws a slowdown, 78-mile-an-hour dropper over the middle of the plate. Cortez de la Fuente now in the box again. He gets the rip, sending that one a little late on the swing there. That's a foul ball. That's going to bring out strike number 2. Luke Sandifer going through his motions, gets the chalk, steps on the mound. And his pitch to Fuente is away. Fuente gets another hit. That one's a pop-up fly. Falling again out of the field of play down the left side. There's about 40 feet left of the third base. Sandifer on the pitch now with an 0-2 count. Gets a swing. That one's a grounder shortstop. Shortstop now racing. First base was overthrown. And that's going to be the first, I think, error of the day for Aledo. They called a dead ball as I think the ball got stuck or went underneath the chain link fence and out of the ballpark. So that is going to leave Cortez de la Fuente on first, and he is getting a pinch runner. No, it's sending him to second since the ball was overthrown and then went out of the field of play. So he gets a free bag. So now Cortez de la Fuente's runner is on second base. Connor Whitmire now going to talk to Luke Sandifer. They're having a quick meeting. And that's going to bring out number 17, Matthias Loveless. Sandifer throws a pitch on the outside, and that's going to bring out ball number 1. Matthias Loveless in the box. Sandifer on the mound, winding up, the pitch is away. Connection there from Loveless. Poindexter catches it in the air. Fuentes' runner slides into third and is safe. That puts now a runner on third for the El Paso American Trail Blazers. Luke Sandifer gets the ball back, now adjusting on the mound, taking a lap around and going through his ritual. That's going to send down number 6, Liam Esquivel, the center fielder, as he steps into the box. Esquivel now on the pitch. And there is a 79-mile-an-hour sinker thrown by Sandifer. That's going to bring out strike number 1 as he's winding up his pitch now. And it's away. Esquivel thought about swinging at that one, opted out at the last second, which saved him a strike as that pitch ended up being a ball. That makes it a 1-1 count now for Esquivel. The pitch on the outside again. That brings out ball number 2. Liam Esquivel steps back into the box after warming back up. Luke Sandifer on the mound. Hand goes in his glove. He's winding up, and the pitch is away. On the inside, 90 miles an hour, about 3 inches from the brim of the helmet of number 6, Liam Esquivel. I'm sure that was a terrifying moment. That's ball number 3. Luke Sandifer now on the mound. Throws, strike number 2. 90-mile-an-hour strike. That one a curveball. Starting on the outside, making its way back to the middle. A full count now for Esquivel. Sandifer on the pitch. It's away. Connection there. Going towards left field. Caught in the air. Racing home plate. And the runner, in the form of Cortez de la Fuente, his substitute runner, makes it home. And that's El Paso America scoring for the first time in this ball game. And here comes Wardo stepping into the box, the pitcher. Sandifer throws a pitch on the outside. Derek Wardo now stepping back into the box. Sandifer throws 89 miles an hour. Heater down the middle. No changeup, just straight gas on that one. That makes it a 1-1 count. And on a big swing there from Derek Wardo, that brings out strike number 2 to make it a 1-2 count here in the bottom of the second. Luke Sandifer now, hand in his glove, winding up the pitch. Connection there from Derek Wardo. Center field calling it. Pulls it out of the sky for out number 3. And that is going to send us to the top of the third here in Midland, where it is 5:04 p.m., and we seem to be surviving this ball game so far. You're listening to NTX Varsity Sports, a worldwide branch production as we carry Aledo High School baseball and softball through their postseason run. We'll be right back after this.
What's the biggest myth about interscholastic performing arts? That you have to be the most talented or experienced to participate. The truth is, anyone can be a part of their school's performing arts. There are countless opportunities for students to participate, from theater, choir, and band to speech and debate. The bottom line, if you want to perform, there's a place for you.
This message presented by the NFHS and the UIL.
They've got the diploma. Now give them something even more valuable: peace of mind. At Hiley Mazda of Fort Worth, Mazda vehicles are built with advanced safety technology to help protect your new driver with every trip. And right now, get 0% APR for 72 months on the Mazda CX-90 plug-in hybrid, a smarter, safer SUV for the road ahead. Hiley Mazda of Fort Worth. Send them safe so they can drive with confidence.
Welcome back to the Hiley Mazda of Fort Worth broadcast table here live in Midland, 300 miles away from Aledo, 300 miles away from El Paso, as Game 2 of the regional final round of the 5A Region 1 UIL playoffs is currently underway. Here in the top of the third, Lucas Naraki, number 61, the designated hitter in this Aledo Bearcat lineup, steps up into the box for the second time today. The pitch. Low from Wardo, bouncing in the turf before it crossed the plate. That's going to bring out ball number 1. Lucas Naraki stepping back into the box now. On the outside, ball number 2. Lucas Naraki, kind of a headliner name on this lineup, on this team. The LSU commit, last year's All-State player, takes ball number 3 again on the outside. This one kind of feels almost intentional. Wardo needs to straighten it up here or risk a walk. And he does. Hits the bottom outside corner of the strike zone for strike number 1 against Naraki. And there's ball 4 for Lucas Naraki as he takes his walk, and he will be on first base as number 24, Dylan Duran, the third baseman, gets ready to step up into the plate for his second at-bat of the day. This is his first time seeing Derek Wardo as the pitcher. He gets a piece of it, sends it straight up, sailing behind into the street behind me. That one was one of the scarier moments of the day, as I thought that one was coming down onto my head. Dylan Duran with that foul ball brings out strike number 1. A 0-1 count now for him. He just let Derek Wardo know he's swinging for it, as Wardo throws a high on the pitch on the inside. That brings out ball number 1. A 1-1 count now for Dylan Duran as he stays in the box. He's set already. Derek Wardo looking over at first, throws the pitch instead. On the inside, really close to the gloves there of Dylan Duran. Derek Wardo now has a 2-1 count on Dylan Duran. The pitch in his glove, wound up and away. Connection there by Dylan Duran. A little low on the bat, a little late on the swing. Sends it sailing straight behind him into the backstop net. That makes it a 2-2 count now. The 2 strikes coming both from foul balls. Dylan Duran now with a big swing takes strike number 3. No contact there made by Duran. That does bring out, though, number 4, Kyle Poindexter. Had a conversation with his mom in between the games today. What a day he's had. Another player with a really big day. A slow down pitch thrown by Derek Wardo for strike number 1. The pitch on the inside. It looked like Kyle Poindexter had started to swing before he could pull it back. The pitch was so far inside that it hit the lower part of his bat, causing it to be a foul ball. It would have hit him if he hadn't swung. That makes it an 0-2 count. On the outside, that brings out ball number 1. A 1-2 count, called a balk, actually. So no ball there, called a balk. Runner advances from first to second on that balk by Wardo. The pitch. Connected there by Poindexter, sends it behind him for a foul ball. That keeps him alive with an 0-2 count. Here's the pitch. Again, a foul ball. That one hitting the tip of the bat, keeping Poindexter alive, but sending it behind him into the backstop net. The sun coming back out here, the breeze kind of dying down. And Wardo has his hand in his glove, winding up the pitch. Connection again from Poindexter. Another foul ball behind the field of play, and that keeps him at that 0-2 count. Poindexter with 2 early swings in a row. Looking to take this pitch from Derek Wardo. Hand in glove, the pitch is on its way. Yep. And connection there, it's dropping. It took the elevator shaft the long way, went up and came down on that parabolic curve on the foul side of first base. Was not caught. The right fielder and the first baseman hustling, looking straight up into the sun trying to find it. Did not get there in time. That does keep Poindexter alive with an 0-2 count here in the top of the 3rd. And there is strike number 3 for Poindexter. And that brings out number 2. Number 1, Will Casey now will step into the box for the Aledo Bearcats. A foul ball tipped off the edge of the bat. Drops it right in front of the catcher for a dead ball, and that is going to bring out strike number 1. The pitch. Low and on the inside. The catcher gets away from it. And that sends number 61, Lucas Naraki, to third base. Now in prime scoring position with number 1, Will Casey, up to bat. With a 1-1 count now. The pitch. Eduardo's glove is wound up and away. Thrown behind. 61, Lucas Naraki stealing home plate off of Eduardo's pitch, thrown behind Will Casey into the backstop. Derek Eduardo not being able to get to home plate in time to cover it. Lucas Naraki slides into home. That makes the score 5-0 or 5-1 here in the top of the third. Will Casey still up to bat. Takes an outside pitch for ball number 3. A 3-1 count now for Will as he's back in the box. The pitch. High in the strike zone, called a strike. Strike number 2 to make it a full count here for Will Casey. High pressure moment for both the pitcher and the batter. Pitcher having to make it perfect. And a big swing there. And a big swing there from Will Casey for strike number 3. And that'll bring us here to the bottom of the third, where El Paso Americas definitely have their work cut out for them. A 4-run deficit to conquer here early in the ballgame. We're live in Midland from the Highly Mazda Fort Worth broadcast table, and we'll be right back after this.
They've got the diploma. Now give them something even more valuable: peace of mind. At Highly Mazda of Fort Worth, Mazda vehicles are built with advanced safety technology to help protect your new driver with every trip. And right now, get 0% APR for 72 months on the Mazda CX-90 plug-in hybrid, a smarter, safer SUV for the road ahead. Highly Mazda of Fort Worth. Send them safe so they can drive with confidence.
Why are interscholastic sports called the last classroom of the day? Because they teach students important life lessons like teamwork, accountability, and perseverance. School sports are so much more than a game. They're about developing the whole person. That's why they're an essential part of every student's education.
Encourage your student to participate in the last classroom of the day. Interscholastic sports in Texas. This message presented by the UIL and the Texas High School Athletic Directors Association.
And we're back live in Midland for Game 2 of this best-of-3 series for the regional finals against El Paso Americas and your Aledo Bearcats. Stepping up to bat now for the El Paso Americas Trail Blazers will be number 8, Jonah Raya, the left fielder, batting a .425, 17 hits, 13 RBIs coming into this series. Steps into the box now to take this pitch from Lucas Sandifer. On the outside, that's ball 1 for Sandifer. Raya taking ball 1 to make it a 1-0 count. Sandifer shaking off a call from Whitmire. The pitch now in his glove, wound up and away. On the outside, slightly called ball 2. Luke Sandifer now winding up. Pitch to Raya. A big swing there from Raya brings out strike number 1 with no contact on that pitch, and that will make it a 2-1 count. Another big swing from Raya, no contact for strike number 2. A 2-2 count now for Jonah Raya here in the bottom of the third. The pitch from Sandifer is wound up and away. Slightly on the outside. I thought it was the bottom corner, but it's called ball number 3. Full count now for Jonah Raya as Luke Sandifer has the ball in his glove, winding up. Full count pitch is away. And a check swing there, called safe. No swing, so that's ball number 4 for Raya. That's going to put him on first base. That brings out number 11, Trey Guzman. Guzman batting a .300, 7 RBIs, 4 stolen bases as he steps up into the box now. The pitch from Sandifer, wound up and away. Connection sends it out of the field of play on the right side. That's going to bring out strike number 1 on a foul. Luke Sandifer now pitching to Guzman. And a sinker that doesn't drop in time brings out ball number 2, or ball number 1. The pitch from Luke Sandifer wound up, again, just a touch too high. That one, nothing but gas, but came in over the strike zone. A 2-1 count now for Luke Sandifer on Trey Guzman. The pitch. And there's strike 2, coming in at 85 miles an hour on the middle outside of the strike zone. Sandifer now looking towards first, nodding at a call from Whitmire, winding up. The pitch to Guzman with a 3-2 or 2-2 count is away on the inside, but it's swung at for strike number 3. And out number 1 here in the bottom of the third. A strikeout for Luke Sandifer. And that brings us back to the top of this Trail Blazer lineup, where we have number 1, Ruben Hernandez, stepping up to bat. Coming into the series, he was batting a .500, 8 hits, 9 RBIs, 1 home run. The pitch. Takes strike 1 at 75 miles an hour, really slowing it down by Sandifer there. The pitch to Hernandez. On the outside from Sandifer, that's going to bring out ball number 1 to make it a 1-1 count. Luke Sandifer back on the mound now. Ruben Hernandez in the box, winding his swing up already. The pitch in the glove, leg up and away. Connection, foul ball, strike 2. Hernandez going through a pre-bat ritual, now with a 1-2 count, stepping back into the box. This pitch from Sandifer. Wound up and away. A ball that started out high, sank too late. That's going to bring out ball number 2. A smile from Luke Sandifer comes on that one. I think he was trying something there, and it just didn't work out the way he wanted it to, but it was still quite amusing to him. Ruben Hernandez calls a timeout. Causes Luke Sandifer to go through all of his motions again. Everybody's set now. Sandifer on the mound, winding up, and the pitch is away. And a big swing from Ruben Hernandez, no contact for strike number 3. Out number 2. And that's going to bring up the second batter in this lineup, Cisco Carrasco. He came in to this batting a .355. The pitch from Sandifer. On the inside, number 3, Cisco Carrasco, having to kind of do a dance around the box not to get hit by that pitch from Sandifer. It does allow the runner, number 8, to get to second. And that makes it a 1-0 count. 2 outs here. Here in the bottom of the third. I think we're having a quick reset moment between Whitmire and Sandifer. And we're back. Everybody's set up again here for Carrasco. The pitch from Sandifer is wound up and away. And a big swing there from Cisco Carrasco. That brings out strike number 1 to make it a 1-1 count. Cisco Carrasco back in the box now. He gets a connection, sending it up in the air, caught by the center fielder, and that's going to send us to the top of the 4th inning. Nicely done there by Aledo to shut out the bottom of the 3rd there. And that makes the score still 5 for Aledo, 1 for the El Paso Americas Trail Blazers. When we get back, we'll be in the top of the 4th with Aledo back up to bat here, live in Midland from the Highly Mazda Fort Worth NTX broadcast table. Back after this.
They've got the diploma. Now give them something even more valuable: peace of mind. At Highly Mazda of Fort Worth, Mazda vehicles are built with advanced safety technology to help protect your new driver with every trip. And right now, get 0% APR for 72 months on the Mazda CX-90 plug-in hybrid, a smarter, safer SUV for the road ahead. Highly Mazda of Fort Worth. Send them safe so they can drive with confidence.
Leading off for the Bearcats now here in the top of the 4th, number 2, the first baseman, Jackson Los. Still pitching for the Trailblazers is number 24, Derek Wardo. As he winds up and sends a pitch, Jackson Los getting a piece of it off the tip of his bat, sends it behind him for strike number 1. Derek Wardo now on the pitch. Inside and high. That's going to bring out ball number 1. A 1-1 count now for Jackson Los here in the top of the 4th. Wardo winding up and the pitch is away. Big swing there from Jackson Los. And that brings up strike number 2 with no contact. Jackson Lowe stepping out of the box, taking a deep breath, going through his pre-bat motions once more. Derek Wardo winding up the pitch. Connection that time, sending it behind him for a foul ball. And that's going to keep him at that 1-2 count. Jackson Lowe's getting lots of encouragement from his fans that have traveled this far to be here. Aledo showing up with around 175 travelers today. And there's ball number 2 to make it a 2-2 count. That one on the outside, coming in the middle of the strike zone, but too far on the outside of the plate. Jackson Lowe's getting a piece of it. It's in the air. It bounces behind the second baseman before he could get to it, and that's going to be a single for Jackson Lowe's. A nicely placed hit there. Unfortunate for the second baseman. He turned around the wrong way and was running towards the ball, trying to look up and see it. And that just didn't work out for him very well as he almost collided with the center fielder. Derek Wardo on the pitch now to Connor Whitmire. Whitmire takes strike number 1. Whitmire, last time out, had that out-of-the-park home run, adding his name to the list of Bearcat runners with a home run this postseason. And a ball on the outside there is going to make it a 1-1 count. Whitmire back in the box now. Wardo on the pitch, winding up, and it's away. High pitch thrown. Thrown from the catcher back to first, trying to get Jackson Lowe's out at first. That brings out ball number 2 to make it a 2-1 count. Connor Whitmore in the box now. Derek Wardo on the mound, winding up and away. An inside pitch there, really jamming up Whitmire, but he still destroys that ball. High exit velocity, but sends it out of the field of play on the left side, and that's going to bring up strike number 2 to make it a 2-2 count. Derek Wardo now back on the mound. Whitmire in the box. Whitmire looking for motion here. Gets a hit. That one sent straight up and backwards, hitting the top of Aledo's charter bus. And that's going to leave Connor Whitmire at a 2-2 count. The charter bus parked directly behind the bleachers. Whitmire gets a piece of it that time. It's a pop fly. Left field's trying to get to it, and he does. Jackson Lowe's having to run back to first now to tag up, and he does. He's safe on first. And that's going to be the first out here in the top of the 4th inning. That's going to bring out the top of this Bearcat lineup, number 10, Wilson Sanim, as he steps into the box for the 3rd time in this ballgame. Sanim takes a low pitch, and that brings out ball number 1 in the turf, crossing home plate. Sanim watches it, doesn't like it, as he readjusts his gloves while the catcher tries to go receive the ball. Sanim on the pitch now from Wardo. Nails it right back to Wardo, into his chest. Sanim racing to first, gets tagged out at first, but it does send Jackson Lowe's to second. I do hope Derek Wardo is okay there, as that pitch came back directly to him in the chest. I think it kind of used his glove maybe to soften it, but it didn't look like it. Number 21 now, Luke Gladchuk in the box. He bunts. Luke Gladchuk now racing down the first base line. He gets tagged out at first. Luke Gladchuk disagreeing, taking his helmet off in disappointment. Jackson Lowe's was already to third base. He could have been at home. And that is the way that the top of the 4th inning is going to look. We are officially 3.5 innings into this ball game. The halfway point. At the halfway point, Aledo leads 5-1 here in Game 2 of the regional final best-of-3 series between El Paso Americas and Aledo High School. Live here in Midland today. Thank you to everybody tuning in. Thank you to everybody that's tuned into both games. I really appreciate all of you supporting this broadcast, supporting the Aledo Bearcats, and supporting the El Paso Americas Trail Blazers. I know we got a lot of Trailblazer fans listening in today, as I know that our streaming link was sent to y'all as well since we're out here. And I'm so glad that you guys can still listen and be a part of this ball game, both of them, because it is 300 miles away from both schools. And I'm glad that if you can't be here in person, you can be here with NTX Varsity Sports. We're going to take a 30-second timeout to tell you about our broadcast table sponsor. When we get back, number 12 will be batting for the El Paso Trail Blazers, number 12, Drew Gonzalez. Back after this.
They've got the diploma. Now give them something even more valuable: peace of mind. At Hiley Mazda of Fort Worth, Mazda vehicles are built with advanced safety technology to help protect your new driver with every trip. And right now, get 0% APR for 72 months on the Mazda CX-90 plug-in hybrid, a smarter, safer SUV for the road ahead. Hiley Mazda of Fort Worth. Send them safe so they can drive with confidence.
Number 12, Drew Gonzalez, the shortstop, stepping into this series, batting a .400. He has the team high of 4 home runs, 17 RBIs, and 7 stolen bases. He steps up into the box now to bat for the Trailblazers. But before he does that, we now have a timeout called by the umpires for the umpires to have a meeting. This was not, you know, I guess it couldn't been done while Luke Sandifer was warming up. Why? I don't know. But it is all of the umpires now having a meeting, completely stopping the ball game. Number 12, Drew Gonzalez had already stepped into the box. I'm pretty sure Luke Sandifer was on the mound. Now, the home plate umpire calling Coach Chad Berry over to join this meeting. The El Paso head coach watching on from that third base coaching box. And it might have something to do with the batting lineup, as the home plate umpire is pulling out his notepad. And he seems to be explaining something in great detail to Coach Berry.
For sure.
I tried turning up the crowd mic. It's not quite pointed at them, so I can't hear what they're saying. Well, as this meeting continues, just want to give another congratulations to the Aledo Lady Cat softball team, as they will be heading to state next week. And you can hear the thuds of the warm-up balls hitting the wooden wall in the pitching area. I'm not sure who's warming up, but I know an Aledo pitcher is warming up. And it's not Garrett Love, and it's not Lucas Naraki, and it's not Luke Sandifer. So that leaves one or two options in my mind of who that can be. No explanation, by the way. Nobody's out. Nothing changes. No explanation at all to that 2-minute meeting that the umpires just called, completely stopping this baseball game. Anyway, play ball. And an inside pitch there hits number 12, Drew Gonzalez, square in the ribs, as he now tries to walk it out on his way to first. That looked painful. Luke Sandifer now having a meeting with Connor Whitmire, shaking it off, trying not to let it, I think, affect the rest of this inning here in the bottom of the fourth. I'm not sure on that one. That does send number 5 up to bat for El Paso. Number 5, Cortez de la Fuente, takes a ball. And that's going to be ball number 1 for Fuente.
Here we go, Luke.
Cortez de la Fuente now stepping back into the box to take this third at bat against Luke Sandifer. Takes an inside pitch. That one coming in at 87 miles an hour. Again, like 2.5, 3 inches away from his chest. On the inside, Luke Sandifer now winding up the pitch on the outside, but swung at by Fuente, and that's going to bring out strike number 1 on a foul ball. Cortez de la Fuente now stepping back into the box. Luke Sandifer on the mound, already set, looking back towards first, hand in his glove, winding up. The pitch is away. On the outside, thrown from the catcher to first base, overthrown first. Now it's in right field. Right field having to throw to Jackson Lowe's at first. The runner now sitting on second base. An error there by Connor Whitmire. That is a rare occurrence. That's not something you see very often. The count now for number 5, Cortez de la Fuente, is 3-1. And the pitch from Sandifer in his glove now. Nodding at a call from Whitmire, winding up and away. Coming in at 87 miles an hour, but it didn't matter. It was too high and on the outside. That's going to be ball number 4. 2 walks in a row for Sandifer. And Cortez de la Fuente getting a substitute runner coming in for him at first base. El Paso Americas now with a runner on second and first, as we have number 17, Matthias Loveless, stepping up into the box to bat for the Trailblazers. Luke Sandifer looking towards first, looking behind him at second. Hand in his glove, winding up to pitch to Loveless is away. And at 75 miles an hour, a sinker that started out way high and dropped to the middle before reaching home plate. Luke Sandifer now back on the mound, looking around him at first, at second, nodding now at a call from Whitmire, looking back at second base one more time, winding up, hand in his glove, the pitch. Swung at by Loveless, a foul ball sent to the right side of the backstop, and that's going to bring out strike number 2. An 0-2 count here for Loveless from Sandifer. The Trailblazers have no outs here in the bottom of the 4th. Looking to start chipping away at this Aledo Bearcat lead that the offense has put together. Sandifer now on the mound. Winding up, hand in his glove, looking back at second base. The pitch is away. And there's 75 miles an hour, but it drops. Sliding into second base was the runner that came in for Cortez de la Fuente, and number 12 has made his way to third. An outside pitch there from Sandifer makes it to where Whitmire can't quite get it in time, allowing those runners to advance their bases. Loveless now with a 1-2 count, looking for to Sandifer for this pitch. Sandifer shaking off a call from Whitmire, nodding at that one. Hand in the glove, the pitch is wound up. And connection off a big hit from Loveless. Right field, Kyle Poindexter catches it in the air for out number 1. The runner makes his way home for the Trailblazers. And that is going to send out number 6, Liam Esquivel, the center fielder for the Trailblazers, as he gets ready to step up into the box. That does put one out on the board, now with a runner on third. Sandifer's pitch away. And there's that 75-mile-an-hour sinker that starts out way high and just drops straight in the middle of the strike zone. Curve, but that's it. No, my bad. I made a mistake there, a very silly mistake. I will explain in a second. Luke Sandifer with a hard pitch. I have made a mistake today. Every time Luke Sandifer's thrown a curveball, I've called it a sinker. A very nice parent just let me know the mistake I had made. I feel silly. But that's ball number 1 from Sandifer. A 1-1 count now as he gets set. The pitch away. And there's 87 miles an hour across the plate for strike number 2. You know, you can only get better when people correct you. That's the only thing that can come from that. I'm so sorry that I communicated that poorly to you guys. But some nasty curveballs then from Sandifer. Sandifer now looking at the third base runner. A big swing there for strike number 3. And that's a strikeout for Sandifer on Liam Esquivel. And that sends out number 24, the pitcher that we've had from El Paso Americas, Derek Wardo. He has a batting average of a .357 coming into this series. Luke Sandifer now with 2 outs, a runner on third. Throws a pitch that's swung at, and that's going to bring out strike number 1. The pitch bouncing in the turf before it got there. Wardo now. With a big swing, no connection. That brings out strike number 2. Derek Wardo now stepping back into the box. pitch from Sandifer. A foul ball there from Wardo keeps him alive with an 0-2 count. Luke Sandifer getting encouragement from his hometown team or crowd that has traveled so far to be with them today. Derek Wardo now with an 0-2 count, swinging to stay alive. Outside pitch, 87 miles an hour from Luke Sandifer, and the top outside corner. That's going to bring out ball number 1 to make it a 1-2 count. El Paso with a runner on third. Luke Sandifer steps off, steps back up, gets set, and the pitch is away. And a big swing there from Derek Wardo for strike number 3, out number 3, and that's going to send us to the top of the 5th inning here in Midland. Coming to you live from the Hiley Mazda Fort Worth broadcast table for what's making out to be a great day for Aledo, a great 24 hours for Aledo. We'll be right back live from the Hiley Mazda Fort Worth broadcast table here in just a second.
They've got the diploma. Now give them something even more valuable: peace of mind. At Hiley Mazda of Fort Worth, Mazda vehicles are built with advanced safety technology to help protect your new driver with every trip. And right now, get 0% APR for 72 months on the Mazda CX-90 plug-in hybrid, a smarter, safer SUV for the road ahead. Hiley Mazda of Fort Worth. Send them safe so they can drive with confidence.
As number 24, Derek Wardo finishes warming up here in the top of the 5th. Just want to remind you guys not to miss the final UIL state event of the year, the 2026 State Baseball Championships, taking place June 4th through June 6th at the Dell Diamond in Round Rock. For schedule, spectator, and ticket information, please visit uiltexas.org/baseball. Again, that's uiltexas.org/baseball. And we will have number 8 leading off for the Bearcats, Landon Barnes. Landon Barnes, a guy that's had a great past week and a half of baseball. Landon Barnes takes ball number 1. Takes another one on the inside, that time having to do a little dance with his feet to make sure he's not hit by that ball. The pitch. That one, Landon Barnes hits into left field behind the third baseman, and it's going to be a single for Landon Barnes. Number 61, Lucas Naraki now stepping into the box for the Bearcats. Derek Wardo taking a lap around the mound, getting reset after that hit from Landon Barnes. And the pitch is low, and that's going to bring out ball number 1 for Lucas Naraki. A hit there from Lucas Naraki. Sailing, drops in center field. It hits the wall, bounces beyond the wall, and they're going to call that a double as it bounced and then somehow bounced and went under.
Ground rule double, baby.
That's a ground rule double there for Lucas Naraki.
Here we go, Dilly D.
Very nicely done. That was just a powerful, you could hear it coming off the bat, just how strong that swing was. That brings out number 24, Dylan Duran, as he takes an outside pitch. The catcher not getting a hold of the ball initially, hustling over, And that's that slide you heard, was him sliding into the ball to make sure if he needed to, he could throw it to Derek Wardo covering home plate. A pop fly. Caught without touching the backstop net, brought down by the catcher for El Paso Americas for out number 1. And that's going to bring out another guy that's had quite a day between games 1 and 2 here in Midland. Number 4, Kyle Poindexter, as he steps into the box to take on Derek Wardo. Poindexter gets a hit. Second baseman trying to run a grid it, and he does. The throw to home cuts off number 8, Landon Barnes, and keeps him at third base.
Come on, baby. Get him in. Hey, let's go. What do you say, Casey?
And that's going to be out number 2 for the Bearcats. That sends out number 1, Will Casey, back in the box here in the top of the 5th. Casey takes a big swing at it. No contact. That's strike number 1. The pitch. Connection. Bouncing past first base. Nobody's at first to cover. Will Casey gets home. Landon Barnes is home. Lucas Naraki. Will Casey gets to second. Landon Barnes and Lucas Naraki both get home. And that makes the score now here on the top of the 5th. Aledo 7, El Paso Americas 2. And here's Jackson Lowe's stepping into the box now. As he takes strike number 1. A nice curveball there. The pitch on the outside, and that's going to bring out ball number 1 to make it a 1-1 count now for Jackson Lowe's. Jackson Lowe's, Will Casey on second with a healthy leadoff. The pitch. And we have Will Casey, who stole third base. Third base was overthrown by the catcher, and that allows Will Casey to come home. That's going to be the first error of the day for the Trail Blazers. Jackson Lowe's takes strike number 3. And that will be out number 3. And kind of an anticlimactic ending to the top of the 5th. That brings us to the bottom of the 5th here in Midland, where Aledo leads 8-2. Aledo will be looking to go 3 up, 3 down here and see if they can't score 4 runs in the top of the 6th to possibly force a run rule in 6 innings. We'll see. You're listening to Aledo Bearcat Baseball on NTX Varsity Sports, a Worldwide Ranch production, as we come to you live from the Highly Mazda Fort Worth broadcast table. Thank you for tuning in and listening to NTX Varsity Sports and supporting Aledo Athletics. We're live here in Midland as El Paso Americas number 8 gets ready to step up and take his spot in the box on the plate here in the bottom of the 5th. Be right back here in 30 seconds. Thank you for listening to NTX Varsity Sports.
They've got the diploma. Now give them something even more valuable: peace of mind. At Hiley Mazda of Fort Worth, Mazda vehicles are built with advanced safety technology to help protect your new driver with every trip. And right now, get 0% APR for 72 months on the Mazda CX-90 plug-in hybrid, a smarter, safer SUV for the road ahead. Hiley Mazda of Fort Worth. Send them safe so they can drive with confidence.
Number 8, Jonah Riot leading off for the El Paso Trail Blazers. An inside pitch there, thrown high for ball number 1. Outside pitch from Santa Fe for ball number 2, outside and low. As Riot steps back into the box now. And there's 88 miles an hour coming down. A curveball from Santa Fe for strike number 1. $85 miles an hour, dead center for strike number 2 against Riot. Connection there for Raya, heading towards center field, pulled out of the sky. And there is out number 1 here in the bottom of the 5th inning. You're listening to NTX Varsity Sports for the Aledo High School Bearcats broadcast of their postseason production. Inside pitch from Santa Fe to Trey Guzman. And there's a big swing for strike number 1. That makes it a 1-1 count now for Trey as he steps back into the box. Santa Fe adjusting. And the pitch. That one connected, but sent out of the field of play on the right side for a foul ball. That's going to bring out strike number 2. A 1-2 count now for Trey Guzman as Santa Fe's pitch is away. And there's a curveball for strike 3, 74 miles an hour. And that brings out number 2, a strikeout for Luke Santa Fe. That brings us back to the top of the lineup with number 1, Ruben Hernandez, coming out for the Trailblazers. He steps into the box now as Luke Santa Fe's pitch is in his glove, wound up and away. Same exact pitch, a 74-mile-an-hour curveball for strike number 1. The pitch on the inside and low, and that's going to bring out ball number 1. For Ruben Hernandez. Outside top corner makes ball number 2. A 2-1 count now for Santa Fe on Hernandez. Santa Fe going around the mound, going through his pre-pitch routine as Hernandez steps back into the box now and his hand comes down. The pitch from Santa Fe up and away. Outside corner for ball number 3. And that makes it a 3-1 count. 3-1 here for Luke Sandifer. And there's ball number 4, that one high. And that's going to put Ruben Hernandez on first base for the El Paso Trail Blazers. Coach Barry now coming out to talk with his infield staff. He's looking back towards the dugout. We might have a pitching change here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Coach Barry talking with Luke Sandifer, the catcher, and the entire infield staff here. We're going to take a quick timeout. We'll be back and give you an update after this. Tipped off and fouled there by Cisco Carrasco. That's going to keep him at a full count. The pitch now from Sandifer, still on the mound. Now it's in his glove, winding up, and the pitch is away. And a big swing there from Cisco Carrasco. That's out number 3, strike number 3, to put the 5th inning away. Nicely done by Sandifer there. That's going to bring us to the top of the 6th inning, where your score is still Aledo baseball 8 runs off of 8 hits and 2 errors, and El Paso 2 runs off of 1 hit and 1 error. We'll be back with more Aledo Bearcat baseball after this.
Why are interscholastic sports called the last classroom of the day? Because they teach students important life lessons like teamwork, accountability, and perseverance. School sports are so much more than a game. They're about developing the whole person. That's why they're an essential part of every student's education.
Encourage your student to participate in the last classroom of the day. Interscholastic Sports in Texas. This message presented by the UIL and the Texas High School Athletic Directors Association.
They've got the diploma. Now give them something even more valuable: peace of mind. At Hiley Mazda of Fort Worth, Mazda vehicles are built with advanced safety technology to help protect your new driver with every trip. And right now, get 0% APR for 72 months on the Mazda CX-90 plug-in hybrid, a smarter, safer SUV for the road ahead. Hiley Mazda of Fort Worth. Send them safe so they can drive with confidence.
Welcome back to the Hiley Mazda of Fort Worth broadcast table, where number 6 is now warming up for the El Paso Trail Blazers on the mound. A pitching change here in the top of the 6th inning, where we see number 19 coming out to bat for the Bearcats. Connor Whitmire already with a home run in this ball game.
Number 6, Liam Esquivel.
The pitch. And there's strike one. Coming in from Liam Esquivel. And the home plate umpire calling a balk. No runners on base. The head coach now for El Paso Trail Blazers coming out to have a conversation with the home plate umpire, as Connor Whitmire has an 0-1 count. The call on number 6, Liam Esquivel, was a balk. No runners on base. And the coach for the Trailblazers disagreeing and trying to make his case now to the home plate umpire.
No pitch. No pitch. What? No pitch.
And if you can hear that, the home plate umpire now calling no pitch. Going to have a meeting with number 6, Liam Esquivel, and telling him kind of the explanation. Smiles all the way around. Now it's Chad Berry's turn to have a meeting with the home plate umpire. And as that meeting concludes, Chad Berry, I think, just asking for an explanation.
Hey, don't lean up against the deal. 0-1. 0-1.
An 0-1 count now being called by the home plate umpire for Connor Whitmire. Whitmire now back in the box to take this pitch from Esquivel. He gets a piece of it. It bounces. Third base has it. Throws it to first. First base is overthrown. Connor Whitmire rounds first, going to second. And that is going to put Connor Whitmire on second base. And he gets his courtesy runner as he's the catcher. And that's going to be error number 2 for the Trailblazers here in the second game of the series. That's going to send out top of the lineup, number 10, Wilson Sanem, as he steps into the box now for the first time against Liam Esquivel. The pitch from Esquivel, bouncing. Second base, force out at first, but it does advance number 12. Number 19, Connor Whitmire to third. That's going to bring out number 1. With that force out at first. Low and on the outside there for Esquivel. That's going to bring out ball number 1. As he's now pitching to number 6, Kaylor Mason, a substitute batter for Luke Gladchuk. And he gets a foul ball, and that's going to make it a 1-1 count. Kaylor Mason now in the box, looking to take this pitch from Esquivel, and he does, and there's a ball with a nice curve to it. It comes over in the middle of the plate for strike number 2. With a 2-2 count, Kaylor Mason now in the box. Takes it ball on the outside, and that's going to make it a full count here for him. With a runner on third. Kaylor Mason gets a hit. That one's sailing towards left field, up in the air and caught. Now Connor Whitmire making his way to home after the tag up on third after the pop fly. And that puts the Aledo Bearcats at 9. Out number 2 there in the form of Kaylor Mason. And that brings out number 8, the man who's had a day, Landon Barnes.
Go, Barnes.
Esquivel throws a heater for strike 1. And throws, switches up. That last pitch leaned more towards the inside. That last one leaned more towards the outside. That makes it a 0-2 count now for Landon Barnes. Connection from Landon Barnes dropping behind third base, and that's going to be a single for him. He rounds first a little bit to have a look and returns back to that first base bag. That does send out designated hitter number 61, Lucas Naraki.
Designated hitter, Lucas Naraki.
Lucas Naraki now steps into the box. First time taking on Esquivel. A low pitch there coming in. 83 miles an hour from Esquivel. Naraki now back in the box looking to take this pitch. Connection there. The ball bouncing off the bat on the foul, off of the catcher's mask. And that's going to bring out strike 1. A 1-1 count now for Naraki. As Esquivel takes his lap around the mound, he's now set. Naraki back in the box. He's going to have to wait though, as Esquivel throws it back to first, trying to get a tag out on Landon Barnes. Connection there, straight to first base. The first baseman hitting the ball, hitting his wrist, bouncing up in the air and then onto the ground, picking up the ball and getting a force out against Lucas Naraki at first. And that's going to put away the top of the 6th inning and send us to the bottom of the 6th, where the score is Aledo 9, El Paso Americas Trail Blazers sitting at 2. And we'll be right back after this.
They've got the diploma. Now give them something even more valuable: peace of mind. At Hiley Mazda of Fort Worth, Mazda vehicles are built with advanced safety technology to help protect your new driver with every trip. And right now, get 0% APR for 72 months on the Mazda CX-90 plug-in hybrid, a smarter, safer SUV for the road ahead. Hiley Mazda of Fort Worth. Send them safe so they can drive with confidence.
Number 5, Dane Brown, now coming into pitch for Luke Sandifer as he warms up here in the top of the 6th inning. The bottom, it should be the bottom of the 6th inning. Oh, I still have my outs wrong. There we go. It should now say, there we go. All right, digital scoreboard fixed. Dane Brown now pitching for the Bearcats here in the bottom of the 6th inning. There will not be a forced run rule here. El Paso Americas still having a shot. They have to overcome quite some considerable deficit. 7 runs here in the next 2 innings. Dane Brown, I think, finished with his warm-ups. He's going to go have a quick conversation with Connor Whitmire. As number 12, Drew Gonzalez steps into the box for the Trail Blazers. Dane Brown jumping on the mound, going through his last little bit of warm-ups as Gonzalez now in the box. .78 miles an hour, too low over the plate. That's going to bring out ball number 1 for Brown. Gonzalez in the box. As Brown throws a ball on the outside and high, Gonzalez doesn't take a stab at it and takes ball number 2. And again, a little high there from Dane Brown, and that brings out ball number 3 here for Gonzalez. And there's connection, sending it out of the field of play on the left. The pitch from Brown wound up to Gonzalez is away. Connection there again, sailing wide on the right side that time, and that's going to bring up foul ball again for strike number 2. Gonzalez now with a full count. Dane Brown readjusting, going through his motions on the mound. He's one of the most consistent on-base members of this lineup all day long for the El Paso Trail Blazers. And that sends out number 17, Matthias Lovelace, here in the bottom of the 6th with a runner now on first. And on the outside from Dane Brown, that's going to bring out ball number 1. The pitch. Nodding at a call is Dane Brown. Connection there. Turn to second. Force out at second. Thrown to first. Called safe, saying that Jackson Lowe stepped off the bag at first, so no double play. But it did get rid of the runner on second, so that brings out number 2 with the force out at second. We got a timeout call by Chad Berry. I think he disagrees with the call on first base. I think he's going to make the argument that the runner pushed him off of the bag, but he was already on the bag. Chad Berry comfortable with the explanation he was given. Walks off the field with a smile. And that's going to leave us where we are. Whitmire having a quick conversation with Dane Brown. And Dane Brown now looking at Loveless on first. Looking back to Whitmire, nodding at a call. And a big swing there from number 6, Liam Esquivel. And that's going to bring out strike number 1 for him. Dane Brown now, hand back in his glove. Esquivel gets a hit. That one falling fair. Turn and running, couldn't grab the ball in time. Thrown to 3, being called to throw to 4. Loveless already making it home. The ball getting stuck in the third baseman's glove as he couldn't decide to throw it to second or home. A hard time there by the left fielder to grab the ball. I think it had some spin on it, so when he went to grab it, it slipped out of his hand in left field. And so that's kind of what the delay was in getting the ball after it bounced fair in left field. That makes it 9-3 now. With an inside pitch to number 4. Dylan Leone, as he bends incredibly backwards and is not to get hit by that one. Ball number 1 for Leone. Dane Brown now adjusting on the mound as Dylan Leone steps back into the box. Brown looking back towards second. The pitch is away. And there's an 87-mile-an-hour ball coming over the dead center of the strike zone. Strike number 1. A 1-1 count now for Leone. The pitch. Just outside of the top outside corner, and that's going to bring out ball number 2 to some disagreement from the Aledo fans. A 2-1 count now as Dane Brown nods at a call from Whitmire, gives him a smile, turns to look back at second base. The pitch is away, and that one just coming in a little low, and that's going to make it a 3-1 count. 3-1 now for Dane Brown pitching on Leone. With a runner on second, a run already scored here on the bottom of the 6th to make it 9-3. And a big swing there from Leone to make it strike 2 and a full count. Leone now with a full count. Dane Brown, hand in his glove, winding up to send this pitch away, and he does. And a big swing there from Leone, and that's going to be strike 3, out number 3, to send us to the top of the 7th, the final inning of this Game 2 series between Aledo Bearcats and the El Paso Americas Trail Blazers. You're listening to Aledo Bearcat Baseball on NTX Varsity Sports, a worldwide ranch production brought to you by the Hiley Mazda Group of Fort Worth. We'll be right back after this.
Timeout.
All right. Remember, we're a team that plays together. Listen, the winning will take care of itself. We just have to get everyone involved.
In interscholastic sports, we celebrate what makes every one of us unique. And in the pursuit of a common goal, everyone in the huddle, in the bleachers, and in the community comes together. This message presented by the UIL and the Texas High School Athletic Directors Association.
They've got the diploma. Now give them something even more valuable: peace of mind. At Hiley Mazda of Fort Worth, Mazda vehicles are built with advanced safety technology to help protect your new driver with every trip. And right now, get 0% APR for 72 months on the Mazda CX-90 plug-in hybrid, a smarter, safer SUV for the road ahead. Hiley Mazda of Fort Worth. Send them safe so they can drive with confidence.
Welcome back to Aledo High School Baseball here on NTX Varsity Sports. As we have Dylan Duran stepping up to bat as Esquivel will be pitching here for what we expect to be the final inning of this ball game. Esquivel's pitch a little low, called ball number 1. A big hit there from Dylan Duran. Passing shortstop. It's a grounder to left field, and that's going to be a single for Dylan Duran as he gets on first base. That's going to send out number 4, Kyle Poindexter. Poindexter, who's himself had a good day, as I think all of these Aledo fans have. Whether you're a softball fan, a baseball fan, or both, it's been a good past 24 hours. On the outside there from Esquivel, that's going to be ball number 1. El Paso having to adjust here now with a runner on first. Poindexter up in the box as he takes strike number 1. That one nicely placed down the middle. And that's going to make it a 1-1 count now for Poindexter. And there's strike 2. Nicely placed there by Esquivel. Dylan Duran with a healthy lead off of first. There's Poindexter getting a hit, although it's caught by right field. It looked like it might have dropped fair, but a big hustle there by the El Paso right fielder to put on the gas and get with the hurry up to make sure he gets under that ball and pulls it out of the sky. So an out there for Poindexter. Number 1, Will Casey now. Takes a low ball for ball number 1. That's going to give Casey a 1-0 count. And Casey gets a hit. That one's sailing out of here. Home run, Will Casey. A 2-run home run here in the top of the 7th to make the score 11-3. Beautifully placed by Will Casey. Celebrations begin in the Aledo dugout. El Paso, their hand on their hips already. The ball game's not done. Got to push through here. Here comes number 2, Jackson Lowe's. Nobody on base now. 1 out for the Cats. As Jackson Lowe's now gets a foul ball, sends it behind him into the backstop net. He steps back into the box now to take this second pitch from Esquivel. And he gets a pop-up that does end up sailing out of the field of play. The first baseman eager to try to make a play on that one, but it sailed out of the park on the right side of the first base foul line. That makes strike number 2 now for Lowe's. That's a hit, a grounder to shortstop, turned, thrown, forced out at first. And that's going to bring out number 2 for Jackson Lowe's here in the top of the 7th. That's the second out for the Bearcats. That does send out number 19, Connor Whitmire. a batter that already has a home run in this ball game. I don't think he'd mind adding a second one to it, even if there's nobody else on base. And there's an 81-mile-an-hour curveball from Esquivel to bring out strike number one. On the inside and low, that's going to bring out ball number one to make it a 1-1 count. On the top of the 7th, 1-1 count now for Whitmire. He takes a big swing on an outside pitch, no contact. And that's going to bring out strike two. A 1-2 count now for Connor Whitmire. The pitch from Esquivel. A connection there. Dead ball, called foul as it dropped on the foul side of the plate immediately. And that's going to keep us at a 1-2 count here for Connor Whitmire. The pitch. That time, Whitmire got a little bit of a better piece of it, but still sent it behind him out of the field of play over the backstop net for another foul ball. That's going to keep him at 1-2. Esquivel now going around the mound, going through his motions, sets up, and he's ready now. Pitches in his glove. Some signals from his catcher. The pitch is away. That one is a pop fly. Shortstop calling it. And it's caught for out number 3. And that's going to send us to the bottom of the 7th, where El Paso trails by 8 runs heading into the final inning of this ball game. Game 2 of the regional final series here, live on NTX Varsity Sports. Congratulations to all the seniors that are graduating tomorrow. We'll be right back here live from the Hiley Mazda broadcast table after this.
They've got the diploma. Now give them something even more valuable: peace of mind. At Hiley Mazda of Fort Worth, Mazda vehicles are built with advanced safety technology to help protect your new driver with every trip. And right now, get 0% APR for 72 months on the Mazda CX-90 plug-in hybrid, a smarter, safer SUV for the road ahead. Hiley Mazda of Fort Worth. Send them safe so they can drive with confidence.
Welcome back to the Hiley Mazda broadcast table here live in Midland, Texas, where it's turned into a beautiful evening. The clouds have all cleared out of the way. We have a strong breeze pushing towards left field, and it's about 78 degrees. It's a beautiful day for some baseball. And that's what Dane Brown is thinking right now as he warms up with a smile on his face, throwing to Whitmire. Up first for the Trail Blazers here in the bottom of the 7th, we'll have number 8, Jonah Raya, and then followed by number 10. Jonah Raya eager to get in the mound, or in the box, looking for his opportunity here. Raya now stepping into the box, his hand comes down. Dane Brown puts his hand in his glove, and his pitch is away. And a swing there from Raya. The center fielder racing. It bounces. And Raya now turning second, thinks about going to third, but stays at second. A big hit just to the left of center field. And that's going to bring out the pinch hitter, number 10, Del Morado, as he gets ready to take on Dane Brown. El Paso with a runner on second. No outs here in the bottom of the 7th. And an outside pitch there from Dane Brown is going to bring out ball number 1. And a foul ball there for strike number 1. And tipped off the top edge of the bat there and sent it behind him a little early, I think, on that swing. A pitch from Dane Brown now back in his glove. On the outside, and that's going to bring out ball number 2. Dane Brown now. On the pitch, and a big swing there from number 10 to bring out strike number 2 to make it a 2-2 count. El Paso back in the box now as Dane Brown gets set, pitch in his glove, wound up and away. An outside pitch there, so you can hear the disagreement from the Aledo fans, and that's going to bring out ball number 3 to make it a full count. And Dane Brown now gets set back on the rubber. Looks behind him to second base. Winding up, and the pitch is away. And a big swing there on an 87-mile-an-hour pitch from Dane Brown. No contact, and that's going to be strike 3 for out number 1, a strikeout for Dane Brown. And that's going to bring out the leadoff batter for this Trailblazer team, number 1, Ruben Hernandez, who's coming out with a smile. Hernandez now in the box for the Trailblazers.
Let's go, Dane. Finish here, 5.
On the pitch. And there's 75-mile-an-hour curveball dropping in a really harsh fashion there at the end of that pitch. Very nicely done by Dane Brown for strike number 1. An 0-1 count. On the outside, and that's going to bring out ball number 1. Nice eye there from Hernandez, not to reach for it. Hernandez back in the box now. The pitch from Dane Brown. Connection sent to center field. Center field's got it, but the runner does make his way home for El Paso, and that will be run number 4 off of hit number 4 for the Trailblazers. That was a single there for Hernandez with an RBI, and that's going to send in number 14. Now, taking the pitch inside. You could hear the oof from the crowd there, as that was really on the inside. Being told, the El Paso batter being told that they have ice packs and to take that the next time. He swings, no contact, and that's going to make it a 1-1 count. Dane Brown looking back towards first. Now looking at Whitmire, nodding at a call. Connection. It's a second. Second tags. Force out. And that's the ball game. On a double play, Aledo is going to the state semifinal round. The road to Austin has been taking us through Abilene. Today it took us through Midland as Aledo walks away victorious in the doubleheader. What a past 24 hours for Aledo Athletics. Last night, Aledo softball played what was the #1 team in the country on Monday and beat them 5-4 in the state semifinal game, one-game winner-take-all in Denton. And then In Game 1 today, Aledo battled strongly with El Paso. El Paso played a great game in Game 1 with an hour-long weather delay in the start and an hour-long weather delay in the middle of that game. Momentum being killed for both teams. And Aledo ultimately bouncing back the fastest in that game. And then here in Game 2, Aledo just taking control of the game early. 3 runs in the top of the first. A run in both the top of the second and third, 3 runs in the top of the fifth, a run in the top of the sixth, and 2 runs in the top of the seventh to make your final score Aledo 11, the El Paso Trail Blazers 4. There will be team celebrations. There will be posters and pictures, and it will be a while before I would be able to get a player or coach. So there will be no post-game interviews today. Instead, I'm going to start the long 300-mile journey home back to Fort Worth. Congratulations to these Aledo Bearcats on making it another round further into the playoffs. The Aledo Bearcats, your regional champions, will be fighting in the state semifinal round next week in the Final Four. Congratulations to the Bearcats. Congratulations to Coach Barry. And congratulations to everyone who's here supporting the Bearcats. Thank you for listening to NTX Varsity Sports, a worldwide ranch production. We've been proud to be broadcasting to you live today in Midland from the Hiley Mazda Fort Worth broadcast table. Thank you, and good night.
They've got the diploma. Now give them something even more valuable: peace of mind. At Hiley Mazda of Fort Worth, Mazda vehicles are built with advanced safety technology to help protect your new driver with every trip. And right now, get 0% APR for 72 months on the Mazda CX-90 plug-in hybrid, a smarter, safer SUV for the road ahead. Hiley Mazda of Fort Worth. Send them safe so they can drive with confidence.